Hi everyone! Now today I'll be checking out a new product from Elgato, the Wave 3, which is a microphone made specifically for streamers and other creators. And even though you kind of hear that same marketing pitch all the time, as creators and streamers are the focus group that requires a good dedicated microphone, every microphone so far was pretty much just that, a microphone. And you had to sort out all your settings and all your sound mixing yourself. And if you've ever tried streaming, you know that setting up your audio can be quite complicated and quite time-consuming. And that's where this Wave 3 comes to play. Now, Elgato's real focus here is not just on the physical product, but also on the software that it comes with. And with the new software, you can easily mix and manage the volume levels of all kinds of different audio sources like your game, your voice chat, browser tabs, background music, and so on, making your life as a streamer so much easier. So, in a way, it is not just a competition for other microphones on the market, but also dedicated audio mixers like Go XLR, for example. Now, to get one of these, you will need to spend $160 or 170 euros. So, in theory, if Elgato's mixing functionality works as smooth as they promise, it is a very interesting offer. So, let's check it out. This video is brought to you by iFixit and their ProTech Toolkit. The ProTech Toolkit has all the tools and accessories you need to repair your hardware, whether it's a PC, phone, tablet, console, and so on. It is made of great quality materials, and iFixit backs that claim up with a lifetime warranty. Get yours using the links in the description below. Installing the Wave is actually pretty simple. Now you get a stand with it, and all you need to do is connect it to your PC using the 2.5 meter USB Type-C to Type-A cable, and that's it. Now because it's a standard USB cable, you can easily order a longer one if you need to, or get a much shorter one if you stream on your laptop. Now, since this is a condenser microphone, you do want to kind of get it as close to your mouth as possible, and definitely not put it somewhere far away behind your keyboard, for example. The only accessory it comes with is this little adapter to mount it onto something. Now you can use Elgato's own multi-mount, which is actually really handy, but it fits on majority of other boom arms on the market, and since the microphone is not big nor heavy, you don't really need to buy an expensive one. So anything that will get the microphone close to you in order to help your sound quality will do. Elgato is also offering separate pop filters and shock mounts as well that will cost you $30 or $40 respectively. Now, my advice here is to just first see how your audio ends up sounding, and then see if you even need either of those to improve your recording quality, as it will kind of completely depend on your setup. Now, I personally think that it is a really good looking microphone too. And even though looks don't really matter as much, I think it still doesn't hurt that it's small, elegant, and it has a very professional look to it. Now, some larger microphones with RGB and that in-your-face design can seem a bit obnoxious in my opinion, but this one definitely doesn't fall into that category. Now, the Wave has a pretty typical set of features. There's a USB Type-C and a headphone connection on the back. There is a mute button on the top that you can actually activate with a very, very light touch, so it doesn't really cause any annoying sounds when you try to use it. And there is a dial on the front that allows you to adjust your microphone gain, your headphone volume, or even crossfade between your PC audio and your audio monitoring. Now, where it gets interesting is the WaveLink software. After installation, you get to this main screen where you can see up to 9 different audio sources, as well as a bunch of new devices in Windows that kind of match each of those sources. It might look a bit overwhelming at the start, but what you need to do next is actually pretty simple. So, you need to set each of the different audio sources you want to use for your stream, like your game, for example, your chat, your browser, and so on, to each of the channels that you want to control. Now, some applications like Discord will let you easily set it to WaveLink voice chat, but others like certain games or Google Chrome require you to set it in Windows itself. Now you can control the volume of each of those sources, and as you can see, you actually have two sliders for each source. Now the left one controls the volume for your monitor mix and the right one for your stream mix. Now, the monitor mix is the sound that you will actually hear either through a headset connected directly to the Wave or another headset that is connected to your PC. And keep in mind, this can be a USB headset too, including wireless headsets, so you don't really have to have a good analog headset to fully use all the features of the Wave 3. Now, your stream mix is what your audience will hear and what you will kind of need to set as your audio source in your favorite recording or streaming software like OBS. Elgato will then separate what you hear and what your audience hears, and it will also give you some extra options that are a bit harder to do on some other audio mixers like the Go XLR again. So for example, you can decide to listen to some music yourself without streaming it, potentially avoiding recent licensing issues. Or if you want your game sounds to be a little bit higher, you can do so without it affecting your overall system volume or other sources. And if you want to link your monitor and your stream mix together, you can even do that as well. One of the reasons people actually go for the Go XLR is the fact that you get physical sliders. Now, Elgato software works really nicely, but it's still software. The dial on the microphone itself lets you adjust the monitor mix and stream mix as a whole, but you cannot really tune individual sources. So, for example, if you're streaming a game and you do not have a dedicated streaming rig, you will have to tab out of your game to adjust your audio settings mid-stream. And of course, this is where Elgato Stream Deck becomes really handy, as it gives you complete control over this microphone without having to go into the software. You can adjust each of the individual sources for yourself and for your audience separately, as well as mute the microphone, adjust the gain, or use the low-cut filter to remove some of the background hums, and so on. Now, using the software is fine, but it's kind of obvious that the Wave was made with the Stream Deck in mind, and using them together just makes so much more sense. Since the Stream Deck is not cheap and it will cost you as much as this microphone, and the Stream Deck XL is even more expensive, it isn't really fair to give this Wave 3 full credit for this combined experience. But personally, I do think if you got to the point where you start looking for an audio mixer for your stream, you probably already own a Stream Deck, as that is pretty much one of the first things that you get as a streamer, and there are not that many good alternatives to the Elgato Stream Deck on the market. Now, all the features in the world won't mean a thing if the microphone itself doesn't offer a good recording quality. Now, sound can be very subjective, so I will let you be the judge of that compared to some of the other alternatives that I have here in the office. Do you know this guy Adam, who knows everything about how to set up your stream? He made video after video about it, making a reality of his YouTube dream. Now you should check out his channel for reviews, guides, and tips. You'll become a better streamer and maybe score some partnerships. Now do go check him out, I'll put his link in the description, and while you're there, do consider a subscription. Now personally I think it sounds pretty good, but let me know in the comments down below which one do you prefer. But the thing is, Elgato doesn't even have to be the very best sounding microphone on the market. It just has to be good, as it still does something that no other microphone does. Now technically there are some separate software alternatives that kind of try to do a similar thing, like Voicemeeter for example, but my personal experience with that was a complete mess, and it actually caused several issues with my system audio, which was pretty much the reason I went and bought Go XLR. So that's pretty much it, and like with most of their previous products, I think Elgato really did a good job of looking at an actual problem that streamers and creators are facing every day, and then coming up with an easy solution. Now, of course, it's not for everyone. I think that the price might be a bit too high for beginning streamers, considering the fact that it will work best if you combine it with a Stream Deck. And I also think it's not really for those professional creators that already have extremely expensive microphones and XLR mixers and soundboards and so on, and I don't think they will really care about this product at all. But there are many streamers out there who would rather spend a bit more money on something that actually works instead of messing around with a bunch of settings that they don't really know what to do with, especially if they already own a Stream Deck. So then this Wave 3 will make a lot of sense. There are a couple of things that Elgato can improve in my opinion. I think a noise gate would be a very good addition, as well as some control over how your voice sounds, like the Blue Yeti X Pro has, for example. Now that would pretty much add some filters and some voice tuning, so you get more options to play with. And those are the things I hope Elgato will consider and possibly add in some of the future software updates. But at the end of the day, this Wave 3 just works well. It is not complicated to use, and it lets you manage your stream audio easily. It is just simple as that. Now that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comments down below what do you think about this new microphone and about this review. Don't forget to subscribe, give me a thumbs up, and see you in the next one, guys. Bye.